Hello, Facebook world.
Hi, everybody. We are going to be on YouTube, too. We are Nate Eaton here with Erica Eaton. We are just leaving court to go grab a quick bite to eat. We'll be back this afternoon. What a day. If you've been watching, we want to know your thoughts in the comments, and I guess everyone wants to hear your thoughts, too, honey.
Well, this has been a very interesting day to come and be at court.
Give people a recap as far as who's taking the stand and what's happening.
Who's taken the stand? Emma took the stand this morning. That is Chad's daughter. And Garth barely took the stand right as we were leaving, but no substance has really been covered other than raccoons with Garth.
Chad's son, oldest son.
Yes. A lot of heat from Lindsay Blake on the cross-examination of Emma. I thought that was notable. Especially about law enforcement and looking at autopsy results.
Yeah, Emma said that she did not want to cooperate with the police. She didn't trust them. Lindsay Blake said, "Did you want to see your mom's autopsy result?" Emma didn't want an autopsy. Emma said that she doesn't believe anyone should ever get an autopsy. She testified to that. And then Lindsay Blake said, "Well, did you look at your mom's autopsy results?" And she said the police would only show them to us if we would meet with them. And Lindsay Blake said, "Would it surprise you to learn that if the police said you could see them without meeting with them, did you want to see them?" And she said no.
Yeah.
There seemed to be some...
No, she said she would have seen the results had she not had to meet with police.
That's
but
right.
She said that was never offered to her.
Right. This is the first time prosecutors have got to talk to Emma Daybell, Emma Murray. She has never cooperated with police, never done interviews as far as we know. Of course, John Pryor questioned her for probably 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. And then Lindsay Blake questioned her. They played the video of her interaction with Chad at the police car. What'd you think of that? Had you seen that before?
Earlier on, right? Didn't they show that already in the trial?
As police were digging up Chad Daybell's backyard looking for the children,
I just
Chad was in the car.
Don't understand, and maybe they're not allowed to ask such pointed questions, but if I was Lindsay Blake, I would just want to say, at no point did you want to ask your dad why there were children's bodies found on his property. It's just so weird. That whole video is just so strange to me, and maybe there were moments that happened before then, but I don't think so, because she said that she didn't know that she was able to talk to her dad.
It was the first time they talked. She never said, "Dad, why are the police here? Dad, what are they doing in the backyard?
What are your charges?"
Now, we had heard, I've heard from some reliable sources that Chad had told the family that they were looking for pioneer bones, the police, and that's maybe what the kids thought were happening, that they were there searching for pioneer bones. But
why would police need to look for pioneer bones is my question.
Good question, yes. We're getting into the bone, the raccoon, the text that was sent. Lindsay Blake kind of said that, like, oh, the other big shocker for me is Emma says she's the one who Googled southwest winds.
Which I sidebarred with one of my besties at home, shout out to Crystal, about this. If she's not good with directions, I certainly wouldn't be Googling southwest winds and all of that. I guess if she was trying to understand it, maybe I misunderstood, but she knew that the house was southwest.
Right. So the big thing that came up is that the day before Tylee Ryan was buried, the accusations are that Chad Daybell Googled southwest winds because they were going to burn the body. Well, Emma is now saying she did the Googling on the family computer, and because she was planning an event. And Lindsay Blake said it just so happened that you did that the day before your dad sent a text to your mom about a raccoon being buried, the day before Tylee Ryan was buried. All of these things happened, and Emma said yes.
Yeah.
That was interesting. What did you think of Chad's demeanor as Tammy was on the stand, or as Emma was on the stand?
So I don't think he ever really smiled, maybe a slight grin. And I haven't obviously been at court to see what his demeanor is on other days, but I felt like he was very nodding his head when she'd say stuff to agree. To me, it felt very like leading, and not that she was looking over at him necessarily to see that, but it just seemed like he was very engaged at looking at her, leaning forward in his chair, and like he was waiting to see what she had to say next.
Yeah.
But a lot of like head nodding, not huge, but just kind of, I don't know. It seemed very odd to me, sketchy to me.
We'd love to know your thoughts about, if you watched this morning, there were more people than ever at the courthouse today. And based on the number of people watching on our YouTube, we had our highest viewership yet to date. So there is definite interest, and we, as Erica said, we're just getting started on Garth Daybell's testimony. He was the one in the house when Tammy died. He's the one that helped his dad with Tammy's body. We're picking up our order, Chick-fil-A today. Hi, picking up for minutes.
Quickest thing at the courtroom.
Yeah.
So I will say, I'm very interested to hear what happens this afternoon with Garth. I was only at Tammy's trial for one day as well, and it was the day that they were talking about Tammy's autopsy and the night that she passed away. And so I am very curious, because I thought, man, I would love to hear what Garth has to say about all of this in his account of the night. So I assume that we'll be hearing about Garth's account of the night that it happened. If he was already on the stand, they said the bed was 20 feet away, their rooms 20 feet away.
Yeah. If there's any doubt that the children are still standing behind their father, at least Emma, there should be no doubt, because after this morning, they have talked, I think Lindsay Blake said, every day, at least almost every day since he's been arrested 4 years ago, on the phone.
Yeah.
And she said, do you recall your dad saying this? Like, not coaching her in a way, but do you recall your dad saying this about how she's testifying about whether she should cooperate with the police, things like that. So,
sorry guys, I don't go to the gym enough. I have to put this down.
Yeah, you get tiresome. We'll
something else. Wait, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm so hungry. Something that I thought was interesting too with Emma, and standing behind her dad, that she had to admit that, yeah, like my dad was having an affair, a physical affair on my mother, behind my mother's back.
She said she didn't think it was physical until originally she didn't think it was physical until like after her dad was arrested. But one of you emailed me and said that on their interview they did on national television, in 2021, the kids were still claiming that it was not a physical affair with Lori, it was an emotional affair. Right. So, I mean, it is hard to forget, it is hard to remember things, I give them that. I mean, this is a lot of information, it's nerve-wracking to get on the stand and sit there and testify and recall things. She did say that she would tell the truth. Lindsay Blake, those had some strong cross-examination, but I don't think she went like overboard, never called her a liar or anything. What were your thoughts about the jury during all this? Were you able to see them?
Where I'm sitting, it's hard to see the jury, so I can only see one or two faces, and one juror that stays very hydrated. I've noticed her sipping a beverage all day, which I guess if you're tired too, it may be hard to stay awake in the jury. Not today. It shouldn't be hard to stay awake.
There are a few that doze, I will say that. Some personal observations of the jurors. One, there's a guy who wears a blue button-up, a dress shirt, kind of like this, daily. Every single day it's blue. I like that. There's another guy who's had a mustache this entire time, and he shaved it over the weekend. So, and it's been a noticeable mustache. So those are just a few of the observations. There's a few others that we can see more than...
I think they keep a pretty stoic face. I mean, they give you a very long chat in the newsroom about how you need to not make facial... Yeah, I'm newsroom, sorry. Yeah. Courtroom about your facial expressions. And, I'm not really good at hiding.
We all do anything fun today?
So, we are attending the Daybell trial just down the street for work.
Anyway, there we go. We're getting Chick-fil-A.
How's that going?
It's going.
Yeah.
It's going. I'm a reporter, so I've been there every day for 7 weeks. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going, right?
Keeps going. A couple more weeks, but you're my stop, so thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a great day, guys.
See ya.
There you go. So,
all right,
we're going to get our snack on. And
should we park?
Yeah.
And have lunch.
Yeah.
And have lunch, yes.
We've been parked for a long time.
Yes, we are going to scoot out here and have some lunch. Be sure you tune in tonight for Courtroom Insider. Erica's headed right back to Idaho Falls as soon as court's over. So I don't know if you'll be back in time. Maybe I can FaceTime you in.
I guess it depends when we end, but it seems like we are not going to end early this
I don't
afternoon.
think we will. Maybe a couple minutes.
I
but
wondered though. So they did have that brief sidebar right before
with
lunch, and
witnesses.
I'm wondering if Garth will be the last witness due to the amount of time I bet they'll have him on the stand.
You know, that's a great question because I think that they wondered if Emma would carry over into the afternoon, but they called him up before lunch. And maybe if the third witness isn't here for today, maybe it will get out early. Either way, I know you all love to hear from Erica as I do. So we will somehow get her involved in Courtroom Insider tonight.
We might, phone it in.
Get you on the phone.
Drive.
Oh, yeah, duh. We could do that.
We'll see. It depends. Idaho's sketchy on reception.
Send in your questions. Enjoy your lunch. We're back at it in 45 minutes.
And I'm not technical enough. Oh, I see the finish
Hit
now.
finish, yep.